week 3, Nerdtober. You know what you're watching.
You're watching Nerdosity.
What's up, Nerdosity? This is your host, tigereycosplay, coming at you, and today is a top list of Nerdosity. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be going over the top 10 detective/cop movies. Because I love these movies. I love me a little bit of mystery. I love me a little bit of crime. I love me a little bit of murder. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. So y'all know the rules. This is just my opinion because I love movies and stuff. And these movies, you know, aren't for everybody because not everybody loves murder as much as I do. But they're just my opinion. They're also only movies that I have seen. And what I count as a detective/cop movie is something that, you know, has crime in it. You're trying to figure out what's going on and you're trying to right a wrong that's happened. You know, basic cop stuff. So let's get right into this right now with number 10, which was Nancy Drew. I think Nancy Drew was a very cute movie. It was very well done. You can find it on Netflix right now. I enjoyed it very much, of her trying to deal with a new school, new buddies and stuff like that, and a new kid that she seemed to be into and stuff. I see you, Nancy Drew. I see you. But being able to also juggle her school life and her detecting life and figure out the lore behind her old house, I think was really cool. But you know what? I'm paraphrasing a little bit because, you know, when I watched this movie, I was super drugged up because I had my wisdom teeth taken out. But I loved it. I can remember that I loved it. Sarah saw cosplay. I'm sure she remembers that I loved it. She was there helping me with my wisdom teeth and stuff. But it was a very cute show. I enjoyed it very much. Anyway, let's go on to number 9, which is Sherlock Holmes. The Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. were amazing movies. They were very well done, and they had like a unique spin on Sherlock Holmes with the fact that they slowed everything down. They went through his head and how he worked and stuff, so you could see like first I'll jab here and then hit right here and then he's gonna double over and then I can get a nice chop here. Finally to the solar plexus, and then he goes down for the count and I win. Look at the crowd and nod happily while everybody applauds. And then he does the exact same thing and everything happens just the way that he says it, and it's just like, this is great. This dude is a sociopath. It was awesome. I loved it. The movies were very fun to go through. I think the chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and the dude who played Watson was very well done, and they were very good. They both just brought life to these characters in a way that nobody has before. Now we go to number 8, which is Valerian. Now, Valerian is a space movie that I do count as a cop movie because they are trying to figure out a mystery and a crime that did happen like long time ago. So Valerian and his partner were amazing. They did very, very well. And I thought the graphics were amazing. It was cinematically beautiful. And they were able to take aliens in space and translate it into a way that was their own, so you could see like their own races and how they worked these races into the movie itself, how they all like fit together. The technology that they used in this was really well thought out and really cool, and also like, you know, believable as well. So I really love the fact that these things were believable. And you know, Rihanna, she did a really good job with her role. I liked that part a lot. I did. Now we go to number 7, which is Paul Blart Mall Cop. This one had me rolling when I watched it. I love this movie. Like the scene where he like kicks everybody's ass, like this fat dude kicking everybody's ass was just like beautiful. I think my favorite part was when he was in all the hockey gear. It was just amazing. I always love it when movies and TV shows can bring a lighthearted aspect to dark things, because it just keeps everything like, it keeps you from being too depressed through the whole entire thing. And I think it turned out beautifully. I loved how everything worked together and it was very well done. I didn't really enjoy the sequel. It wasn't that great, but the first one was really good and worth watching. I laughed very much so. Now we go to number 6, which is Murder on the Orient Express. Now this one has just recently come out. Not recently like 2019, I think it was 2018, but it was very well done. I think they did a very, very good job with Agatha Christie's book. They had a bunch of top list actors in there, like Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp. They even got Willem Dafoe in there. Like, Green Goblin, we see you, we see you. And like all of these characters all of these big name actors coming together and making this amazing masterpiece of a movie was really awesome. Like I just loved loved seeing how it played out and how everything worked. And the dude who played Hercule Poirot was amazing. He breathed life into this character, and he did it really well. And I love that they didn't like have this flop, because Agatha Christie is awesome, this book was awesome, and just Hercule Poirot is awesome, and it was just really cool to see how everything played out. The only reason why I have it at number 6 is because the crime itself was kind of hard to follow, except when it all culminated at the end, and it was really cool to see how everything culminated at the end. Super neat. Everything was really well done. So yeah, definitely worth watching. Now, before we go on to number 5, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, because it's just a good thing to do. You love me, I love you. Give me that nice pat on the back, that thumbs up, that subscribe, that share, that like. I just said like, but it's okay, comment, and stuff like that. Thank you guys. Now let's get to number 5. Now we go to number 5, which is Rush Hour. Rush Hour had me rolling, boy, like, you don't even understand. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are like the bros for life. Like, they're the best friendship that I've seen in movies. Like, one of the best friendships that I've seen in movies. Like, they just go off each other so well. And Chris Tucker is hilarious, man. Like, he has me rolling every minute. Like, some of the jokes he pulls out of there, like, some people can only get if things happen, like, it was hilarious. It's very well done. Plus the action and the cop scene itself was really good. How everything worked together, how they got past their racial differences and everything like that, and just came together and made a wonderful arrest. And this movie was just really, really good, and everything was funny, everything was well done, but instead of being like totally comedic, it did have the dark side to it, and it did have it felt like it was comedy for a reason. Like, Chris Tucker just seems like that cop or that dude like you'd just get along with, as long as you didn't like as long as you could like stand him for like an hour. As long as you can get past that first hour, Chris Tucker would be that dude where you're just like, oh yes, he's on shift right now because he's gonna make everything worthwhile. Like, we're saying murder all the time, this dude's gonna come out with like a joke, and we're just gonna be like, ha, murder's not so bad anymore. I mean, it is, but you know what I'm saying. But it was great. It was awesome. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It was great. Beautiful piece right there. Now we go to number 4, which is iRobot. Now, I love me some iRobot. Y'all know I love me some iRobot. It was great. Will Smith is awesome. The best line of the movie was when he sneezed and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullcrap. And I'm just like, yes, I'm using this now. It's great. I love iRobot because I think it hits upon a bunch of topics that we can still relate to for today, such as racial differences, how we view people as people and stuff like that, because I feel like the robots were synonymous to something else if you brought it into real world situations. But I also think that robot apocalypses are really neat too, because you're just like, of course, if you give sentience to a being that is much stronger than you and can become much smarter than you because it has sentience now, is going to revolt. It's obvious. So you don't do that. Like, it's robot 101. Never give them sentience, because they'll revolt. Like, Sonny was the only good dude, and then the mass genocide of the old world robots was just heart-crushing. I hated it. But I loved the movie. It was really well done. I think all of the comedic parts hit very well. It kept, even though it was a dark movie and it was like a thriller, the little comedic points kept it from being too depressing and too just like, it's just another movie. Will Smith breathed life into this character that I don't think anybody else could have fit the role as beautifully as he did. Now we go to number 3, which is Hitman 47. Now, Hitman 47 was this recent one in 2017, I believe, the most recent Hitman. And I thought it was really awesome. It was really cool. It was an R-rated movie, so there was some swearing in it and such, but it wasn't overly done. Like it wasn't overdone. So having the lore behind a hitman and how everything works, and having a game translated into movie and actually done well was really good for me. And I really enjoyed this because I love the fast-paced action scenes and the car chasing, the the weapon know-how and how things worked and stuff. It's one of those movies where you can just sit back, relax, and not have to think. It's just really cool to see how they interpreted certain parts of the Hitman working and how things worked in general. I think it was really cool just to watch it and see how someone's heightened brain could work and do all kinds of cool different things that nobody else could do. And it's just one of those movies where you're just like, I just want to chill right now. Put that sucker on. It's great. Now number 2 and number 1 I battled with a lot is to get which one was going to beat out the other, but I think I've come to a good conclusion. Number 2 is Police Academy. This was a funny movie. It was so good. Having these ragtag team of police cadets that couldn't do jack squat in the beginning, having them come through at the end to like take down this huge like drug or murder ring with just their ingenuity and quick thinking and the way that they worked together as a team was just so amazing. It was so funny at times. Michael Winslow is a freaking beast, man, when it comes to making sounds with his voice and acting, because he made that movie, like, he made it real well. I love the part where he was just, you know, where he did at the end where he made like a shotgun or a gun and everybody like ran away from the car because they thought they were shooting at him, but they didn't have any guns whatsoever. It was just Michael Winslow with a police comm. It was amazing. I loved this movie. It was really well done. It was one of the movies that I got to enjoy with my mother, so it's very near and dear to my heart. It was just a really good movie, and it was something that you could feel like really happy with at the end, because nobody died, nobody got like seriously injured. Everything like culminated into a big happy ending. Like everyone got to be police. They took down what they needed to take down. And it was just awesome. I loved it. It was so heartwarming and it was so cute and so wonderful. And being able to see like these people, the underdogs, be able to succeed was really good. And I enjoyed it so very much. Now the moment you have all been waiting for. Number 1 is Zootopia. I know, only animated movie on this list, but it was so good. The points that Disney hits upon is so relatable to today's view and how today works and stuff. Like with the predators versus the prey, I think their plot and the main idea of the story was very well done, and how they did it was very good. And having, I believe, Nate Bateman and Jennifer Goodwin, they did a very good job portraying Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. They were very, very good. And the whole movie itself was just a masterpiece, beautifully done. The graphics and everything was just so cute and so good. And the show wasn't afraid to get dark, because it could scare a kid, I believe, if they watched it at a certain age, with like the feral animals, Judy almost dying, Nick turning bad at the end. Like, I think it could scare a kid, and I think that's why it's so cool to me, is because it can appeal to all ages. It's not just a kid's movie. It's real. It's relatable. It's grounded in certain areas that are just real in today. And I think it was very well done. The plot behind the crime was beautifully done. The plot twist, very good. And I just enjoy it so very much. Also, the fact that it wasn't based around romance, even though we could definitely feel the tension between Judy and Nick, and I'm just saying, needs to happen. But I loved it so incredibly much. It was an amazing movie. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was my top 10 favorite detective and cop movies. If there should have been a movie on here that wasn't on my list, make sure you comment below. Tell me what you think, because I love to watch more movies. And if there's something that you think I ought to see, tell me right now. Tell me in that comments. And make sure you give it a big thumbs up, because I make new videos every Wednesday and Friday. But for this whole month of October, I've done a video for you guys every single day. I think that awards a thumbs up, don't you? Yeah, I see you there. Click it now. And also click that notification bell, because it does work. It tells you when I'm coming out with new content, and I think you guys will want to see everything that I come out with. And also share this with your friends, because they'll want to see this. It's Nerdtober. Everybody wants to have a chance to see all kinds of cool content coming in, anniversary, and trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, so make sure you click that subscribe button as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. You've been watching Nerdosity, and I will see you tomorrow.